43 to 49. Periods of rain become more likely as we head through the night. There might be a pocket or two of sleet or freezing rain. We'll look for lows in the low to mid-30s. Then we'll see rain and some heavy rain showers through midday or so Thursday. That should diminish from the south in the afternoon. Cold and breezy tomorrow. Highs 38 to 44. I'm Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
Currently at the Big O Country Studios, it's 4.
For over 25 years, Moss Realty has been serving clients in Gaston and surrounding counties. Their realtors know the area, not just from maps and pictures, but from living and working in the community. From Belmont to Kings Mountain, Lincolnton to Clover, and more, the hometown specialists at Moss Realty want you to be their neighbors.
Hi, I'm Warren Moss. Whether you're buying or selling your home in Gaston County, call one of the professionals at Moss Realty or visit us online at mossrealty.com. Moss Realty, your hometown specialist.
What's that howling?
Nothing to be afraid of. This is Coyote Tractor Country, mister. That howling just means somebody's bought another hard-working Coyote tractor.
If you're in the market for a hard-working, affordable 20 to 90 horsepower compact tractor, test drive a Coyote today.
You heard the man. Now get going. You're burning daylight, mister. Visit www.kioti.com.
Your Coyote dealer is West End Sales, Highway 1827 intersection in Vail.
All righty, folks, welcome out to the best in sports right here on a Wednesday afternoon. Tim Johnson and Mr. Addison Johnson and the main man himself, the right-hand man here today, Mr. Kenny Lee. Ken, good afternoon to you, buddy.
Good afternoon on a rainy Wednesday afternoon. And it's time to talk a little sports. We're going to talk a lot of local sports here tonight.
Absolutely. And we're going to start off with some high school football, Ken, the high school football playoffs, and there's 14 local teams in the North Carolina High School State Athletic Football Playoffs. And we're going to start with the Burns Bulldogs, Ken. Gaston County 7, Hunter Huss 3A, number 2 seed overall. They are playing Burns this weekend. Then you have South Point in the 2AA play Mount Pleasant. Stuart Kramer, Ken, taking on Crest High School. And then, of course, you got Ashbrook, the 3AA, taking on Watauga. Bessemer City. How about those Yellow Jackets? Last Friday night, Ken, whooping up on the Cherryville whooped up on Bessemer City. Yeah. That's right. Excuse me, folks. So let me get that right. Taking on Highland Tech, and I see Cherryville 1AA, and that's who I'm talking about, Ken. He whooped up on Bessemer City twice this year. Ken beat them the first of the game of the season, and then beats them this past Friday night, or 2 weeks ago, actually, in a 1AA contest. They are the number 7 seed, and they'll host College School of Davison, number 10 seed. And then Highland Tech, Ken, like we just said earlier, they're taking on Bessemer City at Bessemer City.
Yeah, those are the Gaston County teams. That's half of the 14. That's 7 of them that's in the playoffs. The other teams, we got 4 from Cleveland County and 3 from Lincoln County. In Cleveland County, we got Kings Mountain taking on West Rowan. Kings Mountain, who is in the small 3A, they are a 5th seed, taking on 12th ranked West Rowan. Crest, who's also small 3A, they're a 7 seed, and they're hosting Stuart Kramer. Burns is a small 3A. But Tim, they're a 15 seed, and they got to go against Hunter Huss, a number 2 seed. So
yeah, Hunter Huss, I tell you, they're a really good football team this year, and they're undefeated. And I think Northwest Cabarrus is the number 1 team overall in the western side, Ken. But, Hunter Huss, outstanding football season this year. I think they're 11-0, Ken.
They're undefeated.
And they've beat everybody. I mean, most of the games they played, Ken, has been no contest.
And they're, of course, number 1 in the power rankings for this area, followed by Kings Mountain. The other Cleveland County team, who's always in the playoffs, and that's the Shelby Lions, they are a 4th seed, and they're Big 2A, and guess who they're hosting? The West Lincoln Rebels have to travel as a 13 seed over to Shelby.
Addison, does you West Lincoln? Addison, you're a West Lincoln alumni. Do you boys got a chance against Shelby?
I don't know. It's a pretty big game right there. Shelby's very known for the football, and they've always played well in the playoffs, so it's gonna It's going to tell who's going to see who plays well that game.
Ken, I believe Shelby lost the first 4 games of the season.
Well, 3. They're
3.
8-3. They lost 3. They won the first game, lost 3 in a
I
row,
got you.
and hadn't lost since. They're on a winning streak. And the last 2 games, they beat East Rutherford decisively by about 15, 16 points, and then beat South Point by a couple touchdowns the last game. So they're playing good football right now.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What's the difference? Why is Shelby not as dominant this year?
I think
dominating.
Their defense is not as good as what's been
and
in the
I
past.
think it took them a while to get the offense in gear. You know they're going to have wide open offense. They're going to throw it as well as run it. And I just think West Lincoln don't have the athletes to slow down that offense that Shelby's going to throw at them.
They don't have the speed, without a doubt.
They don't.
I don't think they'll keep up with
But I
Shelby.
tell you what, they got one of the best players in the conference. I think he's the best player in Lincoln County. And they got several on their team, but I think Seth Willis, the quarterback, is the best player in Lincoln County.
Yeah, he's playing
this
at a
kid's
really
pretty
high
special.
level right now.
I'm telling you,
he's a good
on
ball
defense
player.
and offense. Yes, absolutely. Tom saying this has got to be the best football team.
Yeah, and I'm sure Tom and the fans are saying, "Man, how did we get this draw that we got to go play Shelby?" But it's just the way it turns out sometimes. You know, last year Newton Conover the second best team.
Yes.
And guess what? They had to go in the north-south
Shelby
fork.
beat the
in the
daylights
South
out of
Fork. They had to go to Shelby. So I mean, you know, it's
where's
same
the game
thing.
being played at? Shelby High.
At Shelby.
And see, here's the thing: West Lincoln's 9-2 in the season. Is that right, Keith?
Yes.
9-2.
Shelby's 8-3.
Only 2 games they've lost is in conference, and Shelby's like 8-3. But the thing about it is, Shelby won their conference, so therefore they host, a game.
Yeah. And it also the Max Prep rankings come into play as well as how you did in conference, and that's why Shelby's a 4, and West Lincoln's only a 13 because West Lincoln, even though they had a 9-2 record, they finished 3rd.
We're going to be at the North Lincoln game, North Lincoln and Smoky Mountain. We're going to be there.
KTC Broadcasting will have
Is it
the
at
Shelby
North
game.
or at Smoky?
No, it's at North Lincoln. But
North Lincoln?
see, anytime, me and Ken, we do all the Lincoln County games. So if it's a Lincoln County, if Shelby be coming to West Lincoln, then we'd probably have that game. But the thing about it is, they're going to Shelby, so WHS guys.
That crew will have that game.
Crew, yes. And they do a great job too, folks. So you can listen to that, like Ken said, on WHS here on KTC Broadcasting. The Shelby crew, they do an outstanding job. Some of the best people in the business. But
and the Lincoln County teams that made it are, as one of them, North Lincoln, we just mentioned, and they're hosting. They're an 8 seed, and they're hosting Smoky Mountain, the 9th seed. And West Lincoln, we just talked about, has got to travel to Shelby. And the other Lincoln County team, East Lincoln, who beat Newton Conover the last game of the season to get into the playoffs, they got to travel and play the number 1 seed in the big 2A, and that's Pisgah. They got to make that long trip up to play Pisgah because they're 16 and Pisgah's a 1.
That's what, about a 2.5-hour trip?
Yeah, something like that.
It's gonna be a drive for them.
Now North Lincoln, Smoky Mountain game, the winner of that game will play the winner of the Pisgah East Lincoln. So very well, North Lincoln, if they win, they possibly can make.
Is Pisgah number 1 seed?
They're the number 1
seed.
seed.
Number 1 seed.
They're the number 1
That's
seed.
going to be tough. That'd be tough for East Lincoln, and I could see, East Lincoln, if they can get their offense going. We had them. Let's see, a couple weeks ago, Ken, and they played outstanding on Monday night.
They played some different personnel, some young kids, and their offense looked the best I've seen it all year. And they beat Newton Conover decisively to get into the playoffs.
Ken, before we jump into the North Lincoln game, I want to go back to the West Lincoln game, Ken. West Lincoln 9-2 this year, going to be going up there to Shelby at the Golden Lions, taking on them. And Ken, when you think about Shelby, to me, you think about New England Patriots. You know what I'm saying? They are a dynasty without a doubt. One of the best high school programs in the state of North Carolina. I'd put Shelby in the top 4 or 5. No doubt about it. Maybe in the top 3, Ken, of high school football.
Oh, year in and year out. Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, just competitive. They're gonna, they're always gonna go deep in the playoffs. And when they got a defense and got an offense like they had a couple years ago, they're gonna win multiple state championships. But for West Lincoln, Ken, I'm gonna tell you, I think West Lincoln's gonna hang in there in that game. I really do, until the 4th quarter. And I think that's when I think Shelby's speed is going to take over, and I think it's going to be a 14-point, difference in that game. I think it's going to be something like a 21-15, something like that, going into the 4th quarter. And I think Shelby's speed and their experience, I think everything is going to come together, and I think they're just going to, and probably some turnovers, possibly could play big in this game too. But I think West Lincoln can hang in there. But like you said, Ken, too much speed, too many athletes.
Yeah, and let's talk about our coverage. KTC Broadcasting is carrying 6 games that will involve 9 of these 14 teams that we mentioned that have made it in the playoffs. And here's the schedule for Friday, and KTC Broadcasting has it all covered. From 5:30 to 7, you'll have the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show. Okay? It's between 6:30 and 7:30, Smoky Mountain Mustangs against North Lincoln Knights. Tim and I will have that. We'll have the Lincoln County football show from 6:30 to 7, and then we'll have the pregame start at 7. So we'll have that from 6:30 to 7:30. Also, from 6:30 to 7:30, the Stuart Kramer at Crest game will be there with Andy Foster, Tim Foster, and Rob Roop, and they'll have that their show from 6:30 to 7 and the pregame at 7 to 7:30. And then from 7 to 7:30, the pregame shows for these next 4 games and the coverage by the KTC broadcasting crews. The Community School of Davison will be playing at Cherryville. Announcers Milton Baker and Danny Aker from 7 to 7:30 on WCSL 1590. The Burns Bulldogs at Hunter Husk. Announcers Tom Cinevanti and Matt Royster, and you can listen to that on YouTube channel. West Lincoln Rebels at the Shelby Golden Lions, you have Brent Pasco and Jeff Jones, and you can listen to that on Shelby Lions YouTube channel. And then the West Rowan Falcons come to town to play the Kings Mountain Mountaineers. Announcers Hunter Yancey and Jason Same, and that'll be on WOHS YouTube channel. So KTC Broadcasting has all this coverage. You'll have the games from 7:30 until the end of the game, and from 10 p.m. to midnight, the Ronaldo Auto Mall post-game show. Call in with questions. They'll have all the scores and the highlights on there, and that's on WLON, WCSL, and WOHS. So KTC's got you covered for the high school playoffs.
Ken, North Lincoln and Smoky Mountain, 8 and 9 seed there. North Lincoln's at home. We'll be there calling that game on WLON 107.5 and 1050 a.m. Let's talk a little bit about that game, Ken. We know Coach Basil well. Spent a lot of time with him this whole entire year. It's his first year coach there. Look what he's done for North Lincoln, Ken.
He's had an outstanding year and come within just a hair of winning the conference championship. Lost a 1-point thrill of 30-29 last game of the season. The Bandits. It could have went either way. What a great year he's had, and how he's got those kids competing up there and believing in what they're teaching and coaching up there. They're fired up. They're ready to play, and they'll be fired up. Now, the weather's been challenging this week. I'm sure all the teams had to do some indoor stuff because it's been so bad, but it's no advantage for anybody. Everybody's in the same boat. Smoky Mountains come to town. Tim, they're from that Mountain 6 conference, okay? I'll tell you something about the Mountain 6 conference. All 6 teams are in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're a pretty good football conference.
Pretty good conference.
Absolutely. And they're number 2 seed in their conference.
Behind Pisgah.
And Pisgah barely beat them.
13-8. So they're just looking at some scoring and stuff without knowing a whole lot about the personnel, it looks like that Pisgah is a very good defensive team. Smoky Mountain probably scores more points, but their defense is not quite as good. So we may end up having a pretty high-scoring game Friday night. I don't know. We'll see. I also saw where they said that Smoky Mountain's a pretty physical game. Well, I don't think North Lincoln's going to be intimidated. They played a very physical game, Bandits, and so I think they'll be okay with this physical team.
All righty, folks, you're listening to 92.3 here on WCSL. Tim Johnson, Ken Link, Mr. Baseball himself, and Addison Johnson. We'll be right back after these fine commercials right here on KTC Broadcasting here on the Classic 4 Studios.
Live and uniquely local.
It's a community station.
Carolina Country, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, WCSL Cherryville.
Cakes and cookies, toys and gifts, Christmas at your fingertips.
It's the shopping event of the season, the Southern Christmas Show, November 8th through 18th at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Join us to celebrate a fashionable Christmas with Manhattan-inspired holiday window displays and shop hundreds of booths to find one-of-a-kind gifts for everyone on your list. Buy tickets online and save at southernChristmasShow.com.
Let's go to the Southern Christmas Show.
All eyes at the front of the field. The Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series playoff. At the moment, Kevin Harvick not a factor. Race 10.
Does Kyle Busch have one more run left in him?
And the championship will be decided. Here comes Joey Logano trying to make it 3 wide. The Ford EcoBoost 400. The best team all year long can now celebrate a championship. Sunday at 1:30 on the Motor Racing Network.
The Ford EcoBoost 400 this Sunday afternoon at 1:30 on Carolina Country WCSL. Online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
Isolated and alone?
That's how millions of Americans feel while experiencing a mental health crisis.
Need to talk? Our providers love to listen.
Call us now at 1-888-235-HOPE.
That's 1-888-235-4673.
Partners, improving lives and strengthening communities in North Carolina. 1-888-235-HOPE. 235-4673.
For 9 straight years, Ewing Insurance Agency in Gastonia has been voted the #1 insurance agency in the county. There's got to be a reason why. Ewing Insurance Agency features over 75 years of combined experience. Whether you're looking for a review of your auto or homeowner's insurance or seeking a customized business insurance package, the team at Ewing Insurance Agency is ready to tailor a plan that's right for you. Drop by their office at 1548 Union Road, Suite C in Gastonia. Visit their website at insuregaston.com. That's Ewing Insurance Agency.
Glen Oaks Golf Club in Maiden is more than just a golf course. It's a place the entire family can enjoy. Golf is no better than it is at this 18-hole semi-private course with special programs for seniors, men, ladies, and juniors. Improve your score on the driving range. Shop their pro shop and ask about their banquet facilities. Great for weddings, reunions, and other special occasions. There's also a swimming pool and picnic area. Come and play at the Glen Oaks Golf Club. For your tee time or other questions, call 828-428-2451. Glen Oaks Golf Club, 245 Golf Course Road in Maiden. It's Happy Turkey Days, November 12th through November 22nd at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. Dwight has gone turkey crazy. Buy a new Honda, get a free turkey. Buy a new Kia, get a free turkey. Buy a new GMC, get a free turkey. Buy a new Buick, get a free turkey. Buy a pre-owned vehicle and get a free turkey. All during Happy Turkey Days, November 12th through 22nd at Renato Auto Mall, 4423 Stixon Boulevard in Shelby. And Happy Thanksgiving from Renato Auto Mall in Shelby.
More than 7.7 million American teenagers participate in high school sports every year, including about 214,000 here in North Carolina. They're all learning essential life lessons, like the importance of hard work, time management, and self-discipline, skills that are helping them become better leaders and more active, responsible citizens. This message presented by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association and the North Carolina Athletic Directors Association.
Play trivia every morning from 6 a.m. to 9 o'clock right here at Big O Country. 4 big games each morning. Join us for trivia right here at Big O Country, WHS, WCSL, and WLON.
All righty, folks, welcome back to WCSL 92.3 and 1590 on your AM station here today. Tim Johnson, Kenny Link, Mr. Baseball himself, and Addison round, mound, rebound, and basketball machine.
I hear you.
What do you think, Kenny?
He is. Tim, before we go away from the high school football topic, let's go over the power rankings here in KTC for this area. Interesting teams. Some teams have moved up. Of course, the number 1 is Hunter Huss, number 2, Kings Mountain, and moving into number 3 this week, Bandy's. Number 4, Crest, number 5, Shelby, number 6, South Point, number 7, East Rutherford, number 8, Thomas Jefferson, number 9, Maiden, number 10, Kramer, and number 11, North Lincoln. I believe I'd have North Lincoln ahead of Maiden, but that's just me.
I don't see how they.
But they use things like points given up on defense and other criteria. So this is just their rankings they kept all year. And I think the best team is up front, and that's Hunter Huss.
No doubt about that. Yeah, Hunter Huss. They've been number one pretty much for the whole entire year, Ken. So now Kings Mountain, they got Kings Mountain second, Ken. And Kings Mountain's good. We saw them, Ken. We had them in Forest View.
Yeah, we saw one half where they looked lackluster, nothing special, and then come out the second half and put about 50 up and looked very explosive. So, which Kings Mountain going to show up? And they did beat Crest in the last game of the season. So Kings Mountain, when they show up, it's a dangerous team.
That's right. I agree with you, too. Absolutely. Let's get into some NFL football here, Addison. NFL standings in the NFC East. The Washington Redskins, 6-3. Philadelphia Eagles, 4-5. They need to flip-flop that, Ken. Dallas beat Philadelphia, just to let you know that. They're 4-5 too. And New York Giants at the bottom, 2-7. My Cowboys going to win that division.
Well, they're a couple games behind the Skins, so whether they're
we'll beat them Thanksgiving Day.
And guess what? They're right there with Philly. Yeah, you beat Philly, but you got to play them again, and your record's the same as they are.
Yeah, well, we'll beat Philly. I'm telling you.
But Philly struggling, 4-5.
Yeah, and Dallas played good. I mean, I tell you what, I am impressed with Lander Vander Esch, the Dutchman himself. I tell you, Ken, he's the defensive rookie of the year so far for Dallas. Big boy.
I'm not saying for the whole league.
Well, no, just for no doubt about that. But yeah, defensive rookie, he's definitely rookie of the year defensive so far this.
He's playing some.
Well,
he is playing really good.
Zeke had a big game, and Prescott also played very well against Philly.
Yes,
they
he did.
both. That's your two.
Amari Cooper.
And Cooper played well. But that's your two offensive guys that had to look good, and they did.
It didn't get the game didn't really get intense to the second half. That's when teams started putting up points, and looking back at that game, Amari Cooper didn't blow up the stat sheet, but he did do a good job blocking and making room for Zeke to get find alleys.
Well, he stretches the field. I mean, one thing I noticed about Cooper that I hadn't seen Dallas have all year, probably in the last 2 years, is that he can create space. As a wide receiver can, and to me, I think
when they get him going in the first half, that's really what helps them. And then in the second half, the team has to play him straight up. You can't. Just
that's where Zeke starts doing the damage.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Zeke, they need to start playing Zeke like Todd Gurley. Okay, base the offense around him. Then whenever you have to, you can still get him outside the pocket and run those little screen passes like Todd Gurley does.
Sure, take advantage of it.
That's what makes Todd Gurley so lethal.
Yeah, because he's liable to end up with the football handed to him or thrown to him, and when he gets it, he's doing damage. He's doing damage, and Zeke's same type of player. He'll do damage when he gets it.
The NFC North, Addison, what you got on the NFC North there?
NFC North, I have Chicago at 6-3, who's running away with that division. Minnesota 5-3-1, coming off a bye week. Green Bay's 4-4-1, and Detroit's 3-6.
Ken, let me ask you a question. Chicago in first place in that division. Is it because of the defense, or is it because Trubisky? He's playing really good this year.
Trubisky's playing well, but their defense has been solid all year.
Yeah, they're very underrated as a team in the NFL. They get overlooked a lot. Their defense is playing really good. They have a lot of offensive weapons. Tight ends playing well, and it just happens that Trubisky's playing great too.
He is. He's improved dramatically. Ken, your South, your Carolina Panthers division.
Well, New Orleans is still. They put up 50-some. They still just the best offensive team in the league. They're 8-1, and my Panthers with a humiliating. Oh my goodness! Embarrassing loss to Pittsburgh last Thursday night in front of a national TV office. It was awful.
I tell you what,
that's the worst defense I've ever seen any Panther team play in a game.
I tell you what, Ben Roethlisberger had a perfect QBR rating. He only had 3 incompletions. He had more touchdowns than he had incompletions.
And he made it look easy. They destroyed.
He only threw the ball 25 times.
They made it look easy. If they wanted to run,
well, I tell you guys,
with Connors, he looked like a all pro. If they wanted to throw it, it just whatever they wanted to do.
Le'Veon not showing up yesterday during the deadline.
He's done. He won't be back. He won't be back in Pittsburgh.
Well, no, that's not. I mean, I understand that he wasn't going to be back in Pittsburgh after this year anyway.
No, he's not even coming back.
They weren't going to give him the money he deserved.
Money.
They didn't. They're not going to give him the money he deserves. Because they feel like, and they know they could, they're winning without him.
And the Connors kid is looking good.
But the thing is, he's getting banged up.
Oh, I know he is.
He's getting too banged up. They're feeding him the ball too much.
He got banged up in college, and he had cancer too.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
He has a concussion right now, and he's supposed to go through the concussion protocol today. And
he's a
they're
different
gonna
style of
find out
runner.
how good he's going to be, this weekend, because he was the guy that was supposed to give Le'Veon a break. A great running back. He's a starting running back in the league, but he was the guy that's supposed to come in and give Le'Veon a break. So it's going to be, when Le'Veon was supposed to play this year, it's supposed to be a 70-30. 30% of snaps for Connor, 70% of snaps to Le'Veon. But Le'Veon's not there, so James Conner's picking up all the work.
Yeah. Back to my Panthers. The defensive line, Tim, they were terrible. The whole defense was terrible. But if you get zero pressure on the passer and you can't keep the offensive lineman off the linebackers, guess what? Your defense is not going to stop anybody, and they didn't. They didn't. And the Panthers
It's not
made
as bad I've seen Carolina play.
And Panthers made another surprising move a couple of days ago. They cut.
I saw that.
They cut Anderson.
Mm-hmm. Running back. And I know Anderson wasn't happy because McCaffrey getting all the carries.
McCaffrey can't block. If you get someone that's 6'2", 6'3", weighs 270,
he's not blocking. He's not moving.
He's not going to be able to block.
Well, no, but I mean he's decent, but he ain't gonna, like I say, he ain't gonna take on a big guy like that and win, obviously.
But Cam Newton, he doesn't pick up pass rushes, and so whenever you have 6 or 7 men in the box that are rushing, they're doing combo blitzes and throwing it at Cam Newton, and you only have 5 people blocking, Cam's not going to be able to get time.
McCaffrey's having a great year.
He's having a great year.
The offense is not the big problem with Carolina.
No,
it is
defense
right now.
Yeah. I'm not sold on Reed. I'm sorry.
Reed
ejected.
Here's the thing about Reed, and I'm going to do an honest evaluation of him.
It's a problem, I think.
He made All-Pro, but he never has been a great cover guy. But he was supposed to be a physical, good tackler, safety in the box type guy. I've seen him miss a lot of tackles. And then not only don't I like his behavior before the game, I don't like his behavior during the game.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, he's bringing some baggage and creating some more baggage on the field. And so I don't like that. I don't think he's adding anything to the team as far as made the defense better. I haven't seen it.
Well, what about Luke Kuechly? I mean, Luke, to me, is the leader of that defense. He's the man. He makes everything go.
He does. But
what's going on with him?
I think what's going on is the defensive line not doing the job, and he's got offensive linemen all over him all the time. I don't think the defensive
you're probably correct about
line
that.
is doing the job. Now, I'm not saying, Kuechly's human. He ain't going to look like Superman every game, but I think that's a major thing.
Yeah.
But they said that when they cut Anderson, they want to go with Artis Payne as a backup, just because he never has had many opportunities. He drafted him a few years ago, and they want to see what he can do. Tim, they ain't going to see what he can do when McCaffrey's going to get 98% of the snaps. They still ain't going to find out what he can do.
Well, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, my linebacker for the Cowboys, Jalen Smith, is All-Pro. This guy is for real. Now, listen, he is coming at you downhill, Ken. I just had to get that in there. This guy, with the unbelievable leg injury he had, Ken, and the way he's playing now, it's phenomenal.
I'm going to say with the Cowboys, the problem is not on the defensive side.
No,
you can't blame their success on the defense or the offense. You can, I can narrow it down.
Coaching.
That's the only reason why they're not doing what they're doing.
So the Panthers, they got the Lions. They're on the road against the Lions. Well, I want to see what they come out and do, because everybody on that team ought to be embarrassed by what happened, because I was embarrassed.
Yeah, I agree with you. They'll beat them.
It's one thing to get beat. It's another thing to get completely steamrolled.
Jump on the West there, Addison, the Rams. Wait a minute. New Orleans Saints, are they going to win that division?
Yes.
So you're already saying New Orleans?
Yeah, I think that. Well, they got a 2-game.
It's Carolina.
They got a 2-game lead over Carolina, and even Carolina splits with them, they still got the advantage. So I think they'll win that division. Yes.
Okay, so is it going to come between Carolina and Atlanta for a playoff?
No, Atlanta ain't gonna be there. It'll be.
The Cowboys play Atlanta this week. So you pulling for the Cowboys?
Of course.
Come on, Ken. All right.
I'll pull for the Cowboys. Okay. I'm not a Cowboy hater, Tim. I just don't think they're good as all the fans want them to be.
West, Addison. Jump on the West.
There's a couple games coming up for the Saints, but we'll go ahead and go to the NFC West. You got the LA Rams sitting at 9-1. You got Seattle at 4-5, Arizona at 2-7, and San Francisco at 2-8. Big game for the Rams this week. This is you think about it. Was it back in the 90s? There was 2 10-1 teams that played against each other. That was a big game, low scoring game. New York Giants and the San Francisco 49ers.
Back in the 90s?
Yeah, or was it the 90s or the late 80s?
Probably the late 80s.
It was Lawrence Taylor and that heavy defense against
yeah.
Joe Montana and that great
Yeah.
offense.
Yeah.
And it was a low-scoring game, but Montana came out to win that game. But this is going to be a great game. It's going to be a high.
Who's Rams playing?
Kansas City Chiefs.
So,
this is the game of the week right here.
Wow.
Game of the week.
That's interesting. Now they played New Orleans this past week.
Yep. No, they played Seattle. And Seattle played them good.
Last week.
Seattle played them good. Seattle played them really good as well. Rams defense, they're not playing as good, but they have a better defense than the Chiefs. The Chiefs secondary is not they're not good at all.
I'm not sold on the Rams, guys. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm not sold on
young.
the Rams.
They're really young.
They're young, but
they're
I'm
really
not
young.
I'm not sold on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, they got Aaron Donald. Yeah, I mean, to me he's the best defensive player in football. Aaron Donald.
No.
But
Khalil Mack.
No,
Khalil Mack is
you
blowing
give
up
me
the
Aaron.
stat
I'll
sheet.
take Aaron Donald and I'll whip you every day. This guy's a beast. This guy is unbelievable.
All right,
Khalil Mack is great. Don't get me wrong.
Chiefs and Rams. Who you got?
Chiefs and Rams.
Where's it being played at?
It's being played. Chiefs are at the Rams. They're at L.A.
I'm gonna take the Chiefs.
I'm gonna take the Rams.
I'll take the Chiefs.
If it was in KC, I'd take the Chiefs.
Listen, this is a big game for Andy Reid. He can make a statement in this game.
No,
I can't take either one of them. I mean, obviously you have to take one. I just can't pick. I can't pick between the teams.
This is a big game
really
for
well.
Andy Reid and the Kansas City. This and for Patrick Mahomes. I mean, to me, I'm taking the Chiefs, and I think
I'm gonna take the Chiefs only because the Rams lost a big player this past week who tore his ACL.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, that's the only reason I would probably have to go with the Chiefs because
wide receiver.
He was. I mean, the
Cooper.
He had a 70. He had like a 78% completion rating with him and Goff. I mean that's I mean, that's unheard of in the league. I mean, there's only one duo that's better, and that would be, Breeze and Michael Thomas. So.
Let me ask you a question, Tim.
Yes, sir.
Is Dez's career over after his injury, after he went to the Saints?
He was slow before.
He's over. It's over.
I think with that serious injury, I'm like, I don't think him coming back.
I think he's going to try to come back.
He's 30 years old.
Yeah.
He's 30 years
old.
old.
That's the one I'm not looking at, guys. What I'm looking at is that his speed. He's had so many injuries. So many, I'm like you, Ken. I mean, I would love to see him come back and play, but he's had so many injuries after Ken. So, yeah, I'm like you. It might be over for him. All righty, folks, you listen to Tim Johnson, Ken Lincoln, Addison Johnson right here on WCSL, the best in sports. And we'll be right back after these fine commercials.
And uniquely local.
It's a community station.
Carolina Country, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, WCSL Cherryville.
Here's what's up in Gaston, Cleveland, and Lincoln counties. Brought to you by the What's Up Shopper, Carolina Country WCSL, and the Boss WOHS and WLON. First Baptist Church of Kings Mountain announces upward basketball registration has begun for grades 1 through 6 for boys and grades 1 through 8 for girls. For more information, call 704-739-3651. Hospice Cleveland County presents the Holiday Prize Extravaganza. Win a 14-karat diamond watch valued at over $4,000. Drawing on December 14th. Call 704-497-4677 for details. And that's What's Up. Brought to you by the What's Up Shopper. Carolina Country WCSL 1590 AM and 92.3 FM. The Boss 1390 AM and 101.5 FM. And WLON 1050 AM and 107.5 FM. For more information, go to whatsupshopper.com.
The public inspection files at WHS, WLON, and WCSL are located at the studios at 1416 Shelby Highway in Cherryville. WHS, WCSL, and WLON are owned and operated by KTC Broadcasting Incorporated. WHS, WCSL, WLON do not discriminate against any qualified applicant, regardless of race, color, religion, national origin, age, or sex. For more information, you may call 704-482-1390 or email us at info@ktcbroadcasting.com. WHS Shelby, WLON Lincolnton, WCSL Cherryville, Gastonia. For over 100 years, the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home in Falston has been providing services to families of our community with care and compassion. And now the Stamey Funeral Home has added the Cremation Center along with a new name, the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center. The Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center on Highway 182 in Falston, and the Stamey Funeral Home in Cherryville, located on Dixie Street in Cherryville, serving you with care and compassion in your time of need.
Let's all face it, we need and depend on our vehicle to get us to work, vacation, and get to and fro. Well, proud to say, Bruner's Automotive in Cherryville is the place to take it. That's right, Mike and his experience in the automotive field is super. Just $30 now, and you can have your car or truck oil change. Yes, $30 out the door for an expert oil change. Wow. Stop and see Mike today at Bruner's Automotive Cherryville. Proud to support Cherryville High School Ironman football.
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you can get it all at Pat's Drive-In in Cherryville. Pat's Drive-In opens for breakfast Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Lunch and dinner served till 8 p.m. For breakfast, there's bacon, sausage, liver mush, gravy biscuits, and pancakes. For lunch and dinner, all of your favorite sandwiches, including Lotta Burgers, chicken tender plates, and Big Chef salad and chicken salad. Before the game or after the game, it's Pat's Drive-In, 604 West Church Street in Cherryville. Call 704-435-8833.
Cherryville Ironman Sports right here on Big O Country, WCSL 1590 AM, Cherryville, Gastonia. Online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
All right, welcome back to WCSL here at the Classic 4 Studio. Tim Johnson, Kenny Link, Mr. Baseball himself, and Addison Johnson. We're live here today, folks. It's about probably 4:45, guys? That clock's wrong up there. 4:45. 4:45. All right, Addison, let's talk a little bit about the NFC, AFC East, Addison.
Okay, we got the Patriots at 7-3. Just coming off a bad loss to the Titans, 34-10. Dolphins at 5-5. The Bills at 3-7, and the Jets at 3-7. I just think that, looking at the division, the Patriots should still win that division. Ain't no problem. I mean, ain't no competition within that division. AFC West is another conversation. The Chiefs are 9-1, and the Chargers at 7-2. Broncos 3-6, and Raiders at 1-8. The Chiefs and the Chargers are probably two of the top 5 teams in the AFC. I mean, they're playing great football. Defensively, the Chargers have a better defense, but Chiefs has just so many weapons on offense. It's hard to pick your poison right there. You got Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins, the beast Kareem Hunt is playing well. Offensive line's blocking well. You got so many weapons on that offense. They probably got the best offense in the NFL right now.
I'll tell you, Tyreek Hill, Ken, is the best weapon in NFL football.
Like Addison said, they have lots of weapons. It's hard for defense to shut them all down.
The thing about Tyreek is he does punt, he does kickoffs, he's wide receiver, slot. He's the best weapon in football.
Well, you got to account for him.
That guy's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's a human highlight reel.
That's easily probably the most high-powered offense in football right now.
It is.
And Mahomes is playing great too.
Can't leave out Patrick Mahomes. He's playing wonderful. Then you got in the AFC North, you got the Steelers sitting at 6-2-1, Bengals at 5-4, Ravens 4-5, and you got the Browns at the very bottom 3-6-1.
Hey Kenny, did you see where Hugh Jackson? Yeah, that's right. They beat Atlanta. So did you see where Hugh Jackson now is back with the Bengals?
Yeah, really?
He's like advisory. I don't know. I guess to the offensive staff, he's back with the Bengals now.
Well, he's not no head coach. I'll tell you that.
No, he's not.
He's not a head coach.
He's a coordinator. There's head coach and there's coordinators.
Yeah, there's a difference. They gave the head coach to Hugh Jackson, and they should have gave that to Todd Haley. Todd Haley deserved that job.
Yeah, he's better.
He would have been.
But they fired him too.
Yeah, they fired Todd Haley too. I don't make no sense. But I mean, Steelers they look like they're running away with that division. I mean, the Bengals are right behind them 5-4, but
Bengals are not going to run down.
No, they're not going to catch them.
Then you got AFC South. You got Texans 6-3, who've won 6 straight games, who's playing under the radar. You got the Titans sitting at 5-4, playing really good defense and offense.
I think those two they'll fight it out to the end.
Yeah, the Colts are playing great too. They're sitting at 4-5.
I tell you the team I'm disappointed in. That's Jacksonville. What in the world's happening? I mean, you got Tom Coughlin there.
They just got their offense back. Leonard Fournette just came back from his injury.
They don't have a quarterback.
They don't have a
Or wide
quarterback.
receivers,
They don't
really,
have
if you
any
think
wide
about it.
receivers. I mean, literally, Marquise Lee was hurt in preseason, tore his ACL, and that really hurt them. That was their best wide receiver. Trading away Allen Hurns to the Cowboys, which Allen Hurns he did great for Jacksonville, but he's not a
You only had
he's not a
good
number
years.
one.
Just 2 good years.
It's not a number one.
Well, here's the
wide
thing:
receiver on the
is
team.
Is Eli Manning going to Jacksonville in the offseason? I'm going to say yes.
Well, I think they're going to change the guard at quarterback there. That right now they don't have that replacement.
I think
for
Eli's
him.
going to Jacksonville.
But
if they do that, just saying this, if they do get rid of Eli,
they're going to.
Which they probably will. What's that mean for Odell Beckham and Saquon Barkley?
Well, listen to this. Here's what's going to happen.
Eli Manning targets Odell Beckham 11, 12 times a game. He's the best wide receiver in football. If he has a better quarterback and has a better offensive line, you put him on Drew Brees' team. You watch out.
But Tom Brady.
You watch out.
Tom Brady.
But a lot of teams,
Yeah.
a lot
Put him
of
on-
the receivers on.
Put him on Dallas.
I mean, look what Michael Thomas is doing with Drew Brees.
He's unbelievable. Yeah, Michael Thomas has had.
Now look at the
phenomenal
explosiveness. Look at the explosiveness you put with Odell Beckham in the red zone with Drew Brees. It's no one can guard.
How about Julio Jones?
Julio Jones is good, but people double team him when they get in the red zone.
Well, they have to.
Exactly. But people, there's a difference in the stature of their physical attributes. Julio Jones is 6'2", 6'3". Odell is 6 foot, 180 pounds.
Odell.
He's 185 pounds. But Julio is 6'2", 6'3".
He's the fastest.
And he's faster than he's as fast as Odell.
Absolutely.
You got to respect him more. But Odell, he gets more one-on-ones. And he tears it up. He tears it up.
Ken, here's the thing about Julio Jones. He don't cause any issues. You can throw it to him. Okay, I'll catch it. Or you don't have to. He's not going to cause any issues.
Who has better hands?
Listen,
who has better hands?
Both of them do.
Who makes better plays? Who makes better plays?
He made one great play.
No. He has made multiple great catches.
I think the point Tim's trying to make: who whines the most? There's no doubt about that.
Yes. Now who's the trouble in the locker room more?
He is.
Odell.
Who would you rather have?
Odell. Odell.
You give me. I mean,
well, here's the thing: whether Eli's there or he's not there, the quarterback is going to be there. It's not going to be very good. It sounds like. So I don't think the future looks very good for Odell.
Looking at the Giants, I think they keep Eli, even though they're a dumb organization. They'll keep him again.
Well, they don't have anybody that they prepared to step in and take over for him.
Well, here's what's going to happen. Here's what I think. I think Eli's going to go to Jacksonville.
They messed up on the draft this year.
They sure did. They should have got him a quarterback.
Well, here's what I think. I think
Josh Allen would have been a great pickup.
That's what
for
I'm
them.
saying.
He can move outside the pocket. He throws the ball great.
Yeah.
He's been great.
Eli is going to Jacksonville. Tom Coughlin's going to get him, and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. He's going to play there for a year. They're going to draft a quarterback down in Jacksonville.
They're not going to pick up
and
Eli.
He's going to groom that quarterback.
They're not going to pick up Eli.
I'm telling you.
They're not going to. Eli is a pocket passer. That offense they run is a.
They got to run it back.
They move outside the pocket. The quarterback has to move outside the pocket in that offense. That offense will not work if the quarterback cannot move.
One thing we can agree on: the Giants at 2-7, they've got to rebuild. So I don't know what the rebuilding is going to look like, but they've already started. With some of the moves they made, and they're starting over and rebuilding. There's no doubt about that.
Kansas City Chiefs, Ken, in the West on top, 9-1. Chargers 7-2. We talked about them in between the break. They're a team to watch out for. I'm telling you. They got a defense.
Chargers are hot.
And they got a quarterback, Phillip Rivers.
They lost those couple of games the first, 3 or 4 games season. They haven't lost since.
Denver and Oakland Raiders are done. Oakland, my gracious. I mean, there's players coming out saying, you got to get me out of here and stuff like that. And,
And Gruden just smiling and going to the bank.
Gruden's trying to do the same thing that Jimmy Johnson did with the Cowboys back in the 90s. In the early 80s.
You talk about job security.
Yes.
He's got job security no matter how bad that team does.
Yeah. Ain't worried about it. 10 years, $100 million.
Kenny, your college basketball rankings. Let's go through them. Knock it out.
Okay. As I predicted.
Oh, my God.
As I predicted, the Duke Blue Devils vaulted into number 1.
You called it.
And Kansas is number 2. Gonzaga 3. Virginia moves up to 4. Tennessee 5. Nevada 6. My Tar Heels. UNC 7. Auburn 8. Villanova 9. Kentucky 10. Others in the ACC getting in votes in the top 20. Florida State 14. Syracuse 15. Virginia Tech 17. And the Clemson Tigers 19.
Where's my Wolfpack at?
They're not in there, Tim.
Yeah.
I mean, they're beating everybody by 60 points.
Yeah, but who they playing?
Oh, I know.
The Blue Devils. You know, the Blue Devils. Yeah. I knew they would vault into number 1 after that demolishing of Kentucky. However, they played Army the second game, and even though they won by 22, it was 44-42 at one point. So all those wonderful superstars that's going to lead Duke to undefeated season and a national championship didn't perform quite although Zion Williamson did.
Well, Ken, here's the thing.
R.J. Barrett played good too.
You know, Coach K, that's where he played.
Yeah, I know.
Army,
that's why they're playing.
He's going to take it easy. He's going.
Take it easy. Don't give me that.
Listen this. If you want to get Ken fired up, just talk about the Duke Blue Devil. Now, Calvin Hastings told me Saturday down at MS Power Sports down in Gastonia. We did a live remote there. He said that Carolina's going to lose 3 games this year, Ken. That's all. He said 3 games. He said Duke's going to beat them in regular season twice and then ACC championship. Now, how do you go for that, Ken? Now, Ken, Calvin is as big as you are in Carolina fan.
Well, I'm not predicting how many games they're going to win, but I'll say this. They will be in the NCAA tournament. They will go to the Final 16, and they will be a contender to win it all.
Hey,
because that's what Roy Williams will be building toward.
Oh, he will.
Right now, he's playing a lot of players. He gets down to nitty-gritty. He'll have his rotation down.
Look at the look in Ken's eyes. Now, he's serious about his Carolina Tar Heels.
I'm a Tar Heels fan, too, but I don't see none of that happening.
No, you don't see them getting being a contender again.
There is some stud teams out there that you got Duke, you got Kentucky, you got Kansas. I mean, there's just some
really good basketball teams. Yeah, but Carolina, I'm telling you, I have to agree with Ken.
And Carolina get that team. And Carolina's ranked 7th amongst all them right now.
Hey, Virginia,
and they'll get better.
Now I want to see what Duke does against Virginia, Ken.
You look at the tier differential between how good the teams are.
And Florida State,
I'm not looking at how good they are now. I'm looking at the end of the season. By the way, Duke, you've had great recruiting years the last 4 years. How many championships you got?
There's not a team that I've seen like this with Duke. They started. There's 4 freshmen.
What's your prediction? They going undefeated?
They look like it. Their 4 freshmen. Their 4 freshmen outscored all of Kentucky.
You know why? You know why? Coach K plays them. They scored 75, 80% of the points because Coach K, he doesn't use his bench much. He's going to play 6 or 7. That's the way he's always
think Carolina. I'm going to tell you something. I think Carolina will beat Duke one time this year. Probably at Carolina.
We don't have the core. We don't have the core players to do that. We don't.
I think Virginia might get.
We don't have players like Joel Berry, Theo Pinson. We don't have players that can step up and make plays like they could.
Pinson was good, but he wasn't that. I mean, he
scoring no, but he did a lot for the offense. He moved the ball well, did he not? He moved the ball well, and he got to the basket. He got to the rim. That's all you got to ask him to do. Joel Berry will shoot the lights out of the ball.
Yeah, but he's not there now.
No, he's not. But he came last year. He came into the season with a broken thumb, right?
Yeah. Who's taking this?
Colby White, freshman. Who is also rated as one of the top players coming into college this year. Who won most valuable player and 2 of the most prestigious All-Star games. Oh, he plays for Carolina. Nasir Little, and he's not even starting yet. He'll be in there though when it counts.
Yeah. We talked about him last week. Little would be.
I know. Nasir Little was actually really good on defense.
My Wolfpack,
he was good all the way around.
Great on defense.
My Wolfpack,
he's all around player.
Surprise a lot of people. I'm telling you, NC State's gonna surprise a lot of people this year.
Well,
they won't.
I don't. They will. Well, if they get in the top 20, I'll be surprised.
Well, I'm not. You know,
they're right now Carolina's go-to guy. If you just look at the season,
say Luke May.
It's going to be.
Yeah, but look at the scoring. They beat Stanford the other night. They had them by 25 at half, and then let up on them. Scoring wise, the non-starters scored more than the starters. That's the way Roy Williams is doing it right now. He's not pumping up his freshmen saying, "Hey, go out there and get it all you can get."
Folks,
you know what Little said? You know what Little said the other night after he had a big game? They interviewed him. He goes, "I'm glad to come to a school where they really develop you and try to make you better rather than just go for the show and highlights."
Now, that's a slap in K's face.
Yeah, absolutely. I love him. I love him for doing that.
Yeah, folks, I tell you what, if you need to tune in and on YouTube and watch this show and just look at the look in Kenny's eyes.
Little's my favorite from now on.
He's
after
coming
that
off
statement.
the seat and he's ready to fight. I'm telling you, boy. ACC basketball is live tonight. I'm telling you right now here at KTC Broadcasting. All right, Kenny, that sounds good, man. All right, boys. NASCAR. Kyle Busch won last week's big race at Phoenix, punching his ticket in for the final 4 drivers, fighting for the championship. And there's, three other drivers: Kevin Harvick, Mark Truex Jr., and Joey Logano. Ken, how about that?
And those probably Logano's probably the hottest driver right now. And then you got and Busch. Busch won 8 races this year. Harvick's won 8 races. Truex won 4 races. That's 20 of the 36, and Logano's won 2 recently. So that's probably your best guys going for it right there. So it's going to be a shootout. Whichever one finished the highest wins the championship.
And the championship's on November the 18th at Homestead, where it's always at. Yep, coming up this weekend. Speedway and the Ford EcoBoost 400, Kenny.
Yep.
Who's going to win it? Give me Kevin Harvick.
I'm going with Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch?
It could be any one of the 3. All of 3 of them's capable.
I think Kevin will.
So,
like you said, I think either him or Busch. I agree with you.
It's a strong field, and it could go either way. It really could.
I agree with you. too. Kenny, we're going to go to Max Grill, get something to eat. You ready to eat some meat?
I'm ready. I'm hungry.
I'm telling you, boy. Ash, you can go with us down at Max?
I'm going to go practice.
All right, boys. Also, I want to send a shout-out to the East Lincoln soccer team. Listen to this, Ken. Billy Howe, the head basketball. He's also the basketball coach, but he's not the head coach there, but he's the assistant head basketball coach. Billy Howe, folks, good friend of ours down at East Lincoln. He is the soccer men's coach there. Played Saturday night, lost 3-2, Ken, to Salisbury. Came back from 2-0 down, and they allowed a goal with about 39 seconds left. And they finished 22-4, Ken, most wins ever in the program history. Most goals, most assists in the program. History tied for the longest playoff run, quarterfinals. Also most goals and assists by a player in a season. Congratulations to Chase Gilley. He had 45 goals and 27 assists, and he had the most in one game as well. Logan Gilley with 6, and he had 39 goals and 19. Ken, those Gilley boys pretty good soccer players.
They are. Tim, before we go off, I want to make an announcement. We've got an event coming up December the 1st, 2018. The Holy Angels Hoops and Halos Tip-Off Classic will be at the Spectrum Center, home of the NBA Charlotte Hornets. Holy Angels is a mission to provide compassionate, dependable care and opportunity for high-quality living to those with intellectual development disabilities and delicate medical conditions through physical, social, spiritual, educational, vocational, and emotional support. So remember that. Tickets, you can get them $25 at hoopsandhalos.com.
All righty, Kenny, that's going to do it for right here at the Classic Ford Studios. The best in sports, Tim Johnson, Kenny Link, Addison Johnson. We'll see you guys here next week. Don't forget about WLON, North Lincoln High School. This Friday night, Kenny.
Tim and I will be there to bring it all to you.
The community wants and needs because we live here too.
Definitely in touch with the city and what's going on.
Carolina Country, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, WCSL Cherryville.